guys, my name is Jennifer and we're here to do some yoga. You don't need any props. If you've got a yoga mat, then fantastic. If you haven't, don't worry about it. The carpet, the floor, absolutely fine. Or even if you're outdoors, even better. Right, let's get started. First thing I want you to do is just lie down on your mat, nice and flat, palms uppermost to the sky. Let your feet fall out either side. We're just going to start to focus on our breath. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just clearing your mind, forgetting about any worries or thoughts. I'd like you to focus on your practice. Keep your mind and your body connected. Anytime your mind travels and starts to think about other things, just bring it back to your breath. As we're doing our asanas this evening, we just want you to think about inhaling as you go up and exhaling down, keeping your mind focused. And if you want to and you feel comfortable, if your space allows it, you can try closing your eyes in your practice. Just allows you to draw your attention inside your body. Helps to narrow your focus. And after your last inhalation, exhalation, just gently come up to a seated position. However you want to do, that's absolutely fine. And we're going to come to the centre of our mats and we're just going to cross our legs. Okay, we're just going to start with a little warm up. We're going to take our head to the right hand side and then gently roll through the neck. Don't rotate all the way around, necks don't like that, so just coming up to the left side and then sweeping down across the front, back to the right. We're going to do that a couple more times. Final time. Fabulous. We're going to take a gentle supine twist now. So let's take our right hand, place it on your left knee. It's coming across the front of your body. Left hand's coming behind, just in line with your spine, pushing up through the ground, opening up through the chest and looking over your shoulder, left hand side. Take a couple of breaths here. And then coming back to the centre, we're going to do the same thing other side. So left hand's coming to right knee, right hand's coming to the back of your body in line with your spine, pushing down through your palm, sitting up on those sitting bones, opening up through the chest, looking over your shoulder, right hand side. One more breath here. And then coming back to the centre. Let's take our hands, place them on our shoulders, your 4 fingers facing down, thumb coming across the back of your shoulder. And then just lifting your shoulders up, taking a nice deep breath in and then sweeping them down and round. Elbows coming together. Exhaling as you're coming down. Elbows sweeping past your ribs. Opening up nice and wide. Inhaling up. And then exhaling down. And let's take it in the opposite direction. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more rotation. Take our right hand now, gentle spinal twist coming up. Left hand's coming to the back of your body, in line with your spine. Opening up through the chest on the left hand side and looking over your shoulder on the left. Let's take a couple of breaths here. back to the center. Same thing, other side. Left hand's coming to right knee, right hand's coming to the back of your body, pushing up through the palm, in line with your spine, opening up through the chest. Right hand side, looking over your shoulder, right hand side. And fabulous, coming back to the center. Lovely. We're going to do a gentle side bend now. Take your right hand and place it down on the mat beside you. If you want to just stay with this position, that's absolutely fine. Or if you think you might be able to come a bit deeper into the pose, you can place your forearm onto the floor. Nice deep breath in, lifting up the left arm, up and over the top, stretching over, keeping your arm on the midline. Breathe. And then dialing it back to the center, and then windmill all the way up and over the top, placing your hand, whichever position you choose for the left hand. Right hand's coming up over the top, staying on the midline of your body. And just breathe into that stretch, into those ribs. Fabulous, coming back to the center. Okay, we're going to come into our cat-cow position now. So you just want your hands to be shoulder distance apart, knees are going to be hip distance apart, palms pushing into the mat, fingers splayed open nice and wide, top of your feet pressing down. As you inhale in, navel's going to come towards the mat, face is going to come up to the sky, and as you exhale, curving through the spine, spine's coming up to the ceiling, chin coming to chest. This is your cat. And inhaling forward into your cow. So you're inhaling up and exhaling down. Just working in your own pace. Really thinking about awakening the spinal fluid for your practice. Let's do one more. We're going to add some movement in here now. I just want you to stretch out to the right hand side, like an extended child's pose, but stretching off to the right hand side. Coming back to center, stretching off to the left. And coming back to the center, we're going to stretch forward into half plank. And coming back to center. Now I just want you to think about drawing a figure of 8 on the floor with your nose. So it's going to take you smoothly through all of those positions. As you sweep through your figure of 8. Fabulous. We're going to come into an extended child's pose now. So I just want you to take your knees out to either side of the mat. You're going to place your hands on the mat down in front of you. Just let them slide out in front of you as your forehead comes down to the mat. Okay. And then I want you to take your hands, place them behind your neck, interlace fingers, or keep them in prayer pose, and then just gently walk your elbows forward, so you're just stretching underneath those shoulders. Just another breath here, and then release your hands and come up into sitting position. Okay, so we're going to come straight into a plank, and from here we're going to push up into our first downward facing dog. So you want your feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder distance apart, Just finding that comfortable downward facing dog. Let your head and your neck relax. Shoulders are away from your ears. And then we're going to lift up our right leg and sweep it all the way through to the front of the mat. And we're going to come into a low lunge. So drop that left knee down, untuck your toes, left hand side. And then we're going to place our left hand onto the mat in front of us, just next to our right foot. Right arm's coming up to the sky, gentle twist. Lovely, dialing it back round to the center, tucking toes underneath. Going to come back into our plank. This time, instead of going straight to downward facing dog, we're going to take a vinyasa, chaturanga, all the way lowering yourself down to the ground. So you're going to lower yourself to the ground, stop just short of the ground, tuck toes underneath, push all the way up and through, coming into up dog, tucking toes underneath, and pushing through into that downward facing dog. Left leg's going to come up this time, sweeping through to the front, dropping that knee, right hand side, just maneuvering your right hand over a little bit, taking that spinal twist, left hand's coming up to the sky. Just try to make sure that left knee stays on the midline with your body, don't want it falling out to the side. Lovely, dialing back round to the centre, tucking toes under on the right hand side, pushing back up into your plank. You're going to take that vinyasa, lower yourself down, chaturanga, tucking underneath, pushing into that upward facing dog. Tucking toes under and coming into your downward facing. I want you to pedal out through the heels if your heels aren't already touching the ground. Or if you just want to pedal out anyway, stretching through the hamstring. It's a really nice feeling. This time lifting a leg up, three-legged dog. Just going to take 3 pulses here. 1, 2, 3. And then bending your leg at the knee, we're going to sweep it all the way down and it's going to meet your left elbow. Take it across to your right elbow and then take it back up into the sky, three-legged dog. Just drop that foot down and take the left up. Left's coming into three-legged dog. And let's take 3 pulses here. 1, 2, 3. And then sweeping the leg down to meet the right elbow, followed by left, and returning out to your three-legged dog. Take that left leg down to meet the right. Take a moment to hang out in your downward facing dog, just repositioning your feet if necessary. Lifting the right leg up this time, sweeping it through to the front. And we're going to come up into a high lunge this time. So hips are facing forward, you're on the ball of your foot on that left hand side. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, raise your arms up to the sky, gentle back bend. And then bring your arms down behind your back, interlace your fingers, open up through the chest. And then nice deep breath in, inhale, exhale, fold. And lovely, coming back to center and releasing your hands. And then taking a deep breath in, raise your arms up to the sky, clenching fists, dropping them down, exhale. Inhale, raising them up, clench fists, exhale down. Let's do one more, inhale up, and exhale down. Lovely, dialing hands to the front of the mat. Let's take that right leg back, you're back in your plank pose. And you've got an option here to come straight into your downward facing dog, Or take your vinyasa, chaturanga, lower yourself down to the ground, tucking toes underneath, and pushing up into that up dog. Left leg's coming up this time, sweeping through to the front of the mat, coming into that high lunge. Inhaling, raising arms up to the sky, and release them behind your back. Interlace fingers, open up through the chest. And then inhale, exhale, fold. Coming back to the center. Release your hands. Inhale, raise them up to the sky. Clench your fists. Exhale. 2 more. Lovely. Dial your hands down to the front of the mat. Cut your plank pose. And then release your knees to the ground and come back onto your heels. Okay, we're going to come into our reverse tabletop now. So just have your feet hip distance apart, hands are behind you, fingers pointed towards your spine. Nice deep breath in, lifting up through the waist. Just allow your head and your neck to be neutral in line with your spine. And when you're ready, keeping your pelvis elevated, we're going to lift up the right leg. And then down, followed by left, and then down, right, and then down, and then left, and then down, and release. Lovely. Right, pointed legs out in front of you. We're just going to push up through our hands, and we're coming in to a nice reverse plank position. I just want you to lift up your right leg into the air, and down, followed by left, and down. One more time, right, and down, and left, and down. Lovely. Okay, fabulous. Coming to the front of your mat now. We're going to do some sun salutations. Okay, bring your hands to heart center. Nice deep breath in. Raising arms up to the sky, gentle back bend. And then inhale, exhale, release. Halfway lift, extending through the crown of the head and the spine. Inhale, exhale, fold. Gentle micro bend in your knees is absolutely fine. You want to be bringing your chest towards the top of your thighs. Placing your hands on the mat. Let's take your right leg back first, followed by a left. Option here just to go straight into a downward dog if you want to, otherwise lowering yourself down to the ground. Also option to come all the way down to the ground if you want to and come up into a cobra position. Or taking your choice of coming all the way down, tucking toes underneath and coming into up dog. Toes are tucking underneath, pushing in to your downward facing dog. Lifting up your left leg, sweeping it through to the front of the mat. Right leg's following you. Take a moment here in ragdoll position. And then gently rolling up through the spine. Bring your hands up either side of your body. And then bring your hands down into prayer position. Going for the second one now. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, exhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Placing your hands on either side of the mat. Left foot's coming back first, followed by right. Option here to come straight into your downward facing dog if you need to, otherwise taking your option. Lowering yourself down to the ground, tucking your toes underneath, pushing through into up dog, tucking toes underneath, coming into that downward facing dog. Right leg's coming up this time, sweeping to the front of the mat. Left leg's joining it. Just taking a moment to hang out in a ragdoll position here. And then gently rolling up through the spine. Bringing hands up to the sky and down into prayer position. Okay, 2 more rounds. Inhale, raise them up to the sky, gentle back bend. Inhale, exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your hip if you need a bit of extra support for your back. Inhale, exhale, extending through the spine. Inhale, exhale, release. Right leg's coming back, followed by a left. Option here. You can lower yourself all the way to the ground and come up into cobra. Tucking toes underneath and coming up into that downward facing dog. Left leg's coming up, sweeping to the front of the mat. Followed by right. Taking a moment in your ragdoll position. And then gently rolling up through the spine. Bring our hands up to the sky. And then down into prayer position. Okay, final time. Inhale, raise your arms up. Inhale, exhale, fold. Halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, exhale, fold. Left leg's coming back first, followed by right. Taking your choice of option, lowering yourself down, stopping just short of the ground, tucking toes under, pushing into that up dog. Tucking your toes underneath, coming into your downward facing dog. Lifting up that right leg, sweeping it through to the front of the mat, joining it with the left, folding in the ragdoll, gently rolling up through the spine, bringing hands up to the sky, and bringing them back to heart center. Lovely. We're going to come into a warrior one position now. So let's do a nice fluid movement. So shift your weight over to the the right hand side, and then we're going to lift up our left leg and just take it to the back of the mat. So you want a nice right angle in your front knee, left foot's pointing out to the left hand corner of the mat, hips are facing forwards. And inhale, raise your arms up to the sky, gentle back bend. And then from warrior one, we're going to transition into warrior two. So twisting hips out to the side, left foot comes out to the side. Coming a little bit deeper into that pose. Right hand is out the front, gaze is over your right hand. Make sure that left arm's nice and straight at the back. Don't want any sloppy warriors. And from here we're going to transition into a peaceful warrior. So left hand's coming down the back of your left leg. Right arm's coming up and over the top. Gentle bend. And then transitioning back into your warrior two. From here we're going to come into triangle pose. So we're going to just straighten that front leg. And then pivoting from the hips forwards and down. Taking your right hand and placing it wherever it will land. It might be on the front of your shin. Please don't place it on your knee. It might be on your ankle, might be all the way down to the floor. Wherever you get to, left arm's coming up, opening up through the chest. Gaze is coming up to the sky. And then we're going to come into a Bikram triangle. So I just want you to push forward on that front knee. Don't move any other part of your body, just pushing forward on that front knee. Fabulous. Coming back to your triangle pose and transitioning back into your warrior two. Okay, from here we're going to come into an extended side angle. So take your right arm, place it on your knee in front of you. Left arm's coming up and over the top. Big stretch. And then transition back into your warrior two. And come back to center. Lovely. We're going to do everything that we've just done, but on the opposite side. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see me, but you can stay on that side of your mat as long as it's not taking you away from being able to see your video. Okay, so first off, we're coming into that warrior one position. So left foot forward as this time. Right leg pointing to the top right hand corner of your mat. A nice deep breath in. Inhale up, gentle back bend. Fabulous, transitioning into warrior two. From here we're coming to the peaceful warrior. Right arm's coming down the back of your leg. Left arm's coming up and over the top. Transitioning back into your warrior two. And from here we're going to come into triangle pose. So straightening up that front leg, pivoting from the hips, coming all the way down, finding that position for your left hand, wherever it might be. If you've got a block and you want to use it, it can sometimes be quite nice to place a block there if you can't quite reach all the way down to the ground. Right arm's coming up to the sky, opening out through the chest. Gaze is looking up towards the sky. And then just coming into that Bikram triangle. All you've got to do is move forward on that front knee. Don't move any other part of your body, everything stays the same. Coming back into your triangle position, transitioning back into your warrior two. And from here we're going to come into that extended side angle. So this time left arm's coming down on top of your leg, right arm's coming up and over the top, big stretch all the way from your fingertips through to your toes. Lovely, coming back to center. And just stretching your feet out onto either side of your mat. We're going to take a Buddha squat or goddess pose. Bring hands to heart center. And then just take your hands out in front of you, fingers together, thumbs together, pointing, stretching out, nice and straight in front of you, stretching through the shoulders. And then we're going to transition over to the right hand side. And then to the left, and to the right, and to the left. One more time right, and one more time left. Lovely, returning back to the center. Place your hands on your hips. We're going to take a forward fold. Nice deep breath in, pivoting from the hips forward. Keep a little micro bend in those knees. And then bring your hands down to the floor. If this is enough for you, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, walk your hands to the opposite side of the mat. One more breath. And then if you walked your hands over, just walk them back to the front of the mat. And then we're going to come down
onto our left knee. Right leg's pointing out to the side. Okay, feel that nice stretch through the hamstrings. And then staying nice and low like a little spider, creeping over to the other side. Left foot's pointing out to the side. And one more time over to the left, staying nice and low. If you can, keep your toes connected to the ground. And then creeping over to the right hand side, final time. And then coming back to the center. Lovely, walking your feet in. Fabulous, guys, well done. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of balance now. So we're gonna start off with our chair pose. So if you want to coming off of your mat, that's fine. Sometimes it's better for your balance to be off your mat a little bit. Mine's a really nice thin mat, so I don't need to worry too much. I pretty much feel like I'm on the floor already. Okay, so you just want your feet to be about thumb distance apart from each other. And then we're going to start off with just a normal chair pose. So inhaling in, lifting arms up to the sky, exhaling, sitting down in your chair position. And then coming up and release. And we're going to go again. This time we're going to come into awkward pose. So you're going to come up onto the balls of your feet. So inhale, raising arms up to the sky. Exhale, sitting into your chair. And third move is to come up onto the balls of your feet. Find your drishti, your gaze, somewhere to focus on in front of you. And release your heels and gently come up. Lovely, we're going to do that one again. Nice deep breath in, raise your arms to the sky. Exhale, come into your chair position. Nice straight arms, come up onto the balls of your feet. Well done, release your heels and gently come up. And release. Lovely. Right, one more type of chair pose to do. So, I'm going to shift our weight over to the left hand side. Sorry, I just realised I think I'm cutting my head off on this, this video. Well, this is my first ever video, so you know, cut me a break. Okay, so, shifting weight over to the left hand side. Lifting up our right foot. We're going to just hold it in position there on our leg for a moment, and then gently just sit down so that you can release it. Bring your hands to heart center, and then just gently coming down to meet that knee. And release, well done. Lovely. Same thing, opposite side. So switching the weight over to the right hand foot. Lifting up that left leg. Just using your hand to keep your foot in position for a moment. Sitting down. Hands to heart center. And then just leaning into that leg. It's at this point I'm realizing I put the heating on earlier. And it's feeling a little bit like a Bikram studio in here right now. I'm sure I might be going a little peachy in the face right about now. So, after we finish this beautiful pose, which is about now, I'm going to just very, very quickly turn my heating down. Nobody needs to be doing Bikram yoga. Not on the first video, anyhow. Okay guys, right, what we're going to do now is we're going to do something called a balancing stick. So, we're going to shift our weight over to the left foot to begin with, and then lifting up your right leg and just gently taking it out behind you, pivoting from your hips, and then when you're ready, stretching out your arms in front of you. Fabulous, coming back to the center and release. And of course we've got to do it on the other side. So shifting weight over to the right hand side, lifting up the left leg, pivoting through the hips, finding your balance. And then when you're ready, taking your arms out in front of you. And release. Well done, lovely. Right, time to come back down onto the mat. Got a couple of things we're going to do here. So, we're going to take our left leg out in front of us. The right leg's going to come out to the side. So we've got a little heron pose coming on right now. Lovely. And then when you're ready, taking both your arms up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Just taking any part of your leg that's accessible to you. And once you've got hold of that, just inhale, exhale, come deeper into the position, bring your forehead towards your knees. And then coming back to center. Lovely. Let's take our left leg out just to the side now. And if you don't want to, if you've got a sore knee and you can't do the position, then take both legs out in front of you, that's absolutely fine. Okay, keeping the foot flexed on the right hand side. Inhale, take both arms up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, fold. Take hold of whatever position you're gracious enough to be able to get hold of, and then inhale, exhale, fold. Just noticing if you're more flexible on one side of the body than the other. And then gently and slowly coming back up to center. Lovely. Very nice. We're going to bring our feet into butterfly position now. And you can just hold your feet on the underside. Take them both in your hands. And then nice deep breath in. And we're going to pivot from the hips forward. Open up through the elbows first. Lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head before rolling all the way over and down. Gently coming back to center. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to come into a pigeon pose now. So just come into your tabletop pose to begin with, and then take your right leg up. So your right knee is going to be pointing towards the right hand corner of your mat, and your foot is going to be pointing to the side and down towards the bottom corner of your mat. And then both hands are placed onto the mat, and then just shift your left leg out as far as it will go until it feels comfortable. We don't want this to be painful. It's going to feel like a bit of a stretch, but not too horrendous. And then staying here if you want to, otherwise taking your hands down to the mat. And you can make a little block for your head to rest on. Or taking your hands and your head all the way down to the mat. Coming back up to center. Now let's swap legs over. So left leg's coming to the front. Dropping that right leg out behind you. Staying here if you want to, or dropping down to the ground. Making those blocks with your hands, or taking your head all the way to the ground. Coming back up to center. We're just going to do one more position. So we're going to come into a shoulder stand, followed with a plow. So, your shoulder stand, you just want to tuck your feet up towards your bottom, and you're going to lie down on your back. And with one nice fluid movement, I'm just going to tuck my top in because I've got a feeling it's going to come shooting down to the ground otherwise. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, one fluid movement, taking your legs all the way up to the sky, placing your hands behind you so you're being supported on your arms, the top of your arms, and your legs are directly up above your hips. And then if you want to stay in the position, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, if you want to come into a plow, gently lowering your legs down in front of you, all the way down until your toes reach the floor. And when they've done that, you can take your arms out behind you. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back to support you. Gently take one leg up into the air, followed by the other. And then gently rolling down through the spine, one vertebra on top of the other. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do a bit of cool down now. So just take your arms out either side of your body. We're going to take our legs up into the air. I want you to take your right leg over the top of your left. And if you can, tuck your toes underneath. And then your legs are going to fall out to the left-hand side. Face is going to come over to the right. And then coming back to the center, swapping legs over. Legs coming out to the right-hand side. Face comes over to the left. Coming back into center, uncross your legs, gently bring them in towards your chest, just keeping your back in neutral. And then we're going to take a full body stretch. And let's walk our feet out to the left-hand side, arms follow to the left-hand side. And then just grabbing your right hand wrist in your left hand, gently pulling through the bend. And then walking your legs back to center. One more big full body stretch. And then take, plant in the way. And take your legs over to the right hand side. Take your arms over to the right hand side. And then take your left wrist with your right hand and just pull through that stretch. And then walk your arms and your legs back to center. One more full body stretch. And you're all done. So we're going to take a moment to do a meditation to finish off. Don't worry if you haven't got time to join us, but if you have, you can feel free to put some warm clothes on if you want to. Just put pause on the video and get something warm to wear, a nice blanket or something. We're just going to do a closing meditation. Once you've got whatever clothes and stuff you need, just lie down in Savasana. Let your feet fall out either side, palms uppermost to the sky. Okay, so closing your eyes and gently becoming aware of your breath. Now I want you to imagine a white light of energy is coming in through the crown of your head. This is a warm, healing energy, and it's flowing down through the crown of your head, flowing all the way through your body and into the very tips of your toes. And you can see this white healing energy just swirling around your feet now. And it's flowing up into your ankles and into your calves. And it's coming up into your knees, releasing any tension. It's flowing up into your thighs and coming up into your hips. It's releasing any tension or pain in your lower back. And this energy is swirling around your torso now. And it's coming up into your shoulders. Releasing any tension or negativity held in your shoulders, and it's flowing all the way down your arms into the very tips of your fingers. And this energy is swirling up through your throat now. And it's relaxing all the muscles of your face. Your tongue is relaxed, and your eyes are relaxed, and all the tiny muscles on the top of your scalp are just letting go. Gently bringing some awareness back into your body now. Maybe wiggling fingers or wiggling toes. And when you're ready, coming up into a seated position. And bringing hands to heart center. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for watching. And I'm very, very happy for you to watch these videos absolutely for free. But if you did enjoy it and you want to show a bit of gratification in these troubled times that we are experiencing, I would be most grateful. You can PayPal me if that suits you, and my address is daisymace007@googlemail.com.